What is happening, guys? My name is Jamie and today we are reviewing Opeth's new album, In Cauda Venenum. Well, this album was released 2 weeks ago, but I really wanted to listen to this album multiple times before I gave you a review of it. Opeth are fantastic in my opinion. They are. Every single album I've listened to so far in Opeth's discography has just been outstanding. And of course I have been listening to Opeth on the side as well. In Cauda Venenum is definitely a great addition to the discography. This album has it all. It's got jazzy moments in it. It's got also heavy progressive elements throughout some of these songs. And there's also a rock vibe. Really interesting album overall. It is their 13th album. It's the album that they actually recorded 2 versions of. We'll focus on the English version, but I will also give you my opinion on what I thought about the Swedish edition as well. But overall, In Cauda Venenum is a very interesting album. It's quite a different Opeth album. It's quite atmospheric, especially for songs like Dignity, Heart in Hand, Next of King, and even Love, Law, Crime is such a beautiful ballad along with a drawing guitar solo. So let's talk about the production of this album. The production of this album, in my opinion, is really good. You can hear all the nuances along with the nice tone of the snare. The hi-hats, the cymbals sound excellent in this. Probably one song that sounds quite fuzzy and the production isn't as great is probably Charlatan. The rest of the album is pretty much well clean and well produced. The first song is Garden Earthly Delights. Really interesting song overall. It's sort of an interlude, a build up towards Dignity. Garden of Earthly Delights has a strange 80s synth that creates this atmosphere, waiting for the listener for that anticipation to build. This is the anticipation song. Something that you're about to enter an Opeth journey. An hour and 8 minutes of absolutely wonderful music. Garden of Earthly Delights kicks off with that synth, along with the drawing orchestral feel you're getting. Leads on to Dignity, and what a way to kick off. As Michael expresses his vocals. The way he says is just absolutely fantastic. You get this nice progressive element and a nice melody throughout the first 3 minutes of the introduction. And this song is pretty good. It's very progressive, it's got a very nice chorus, and the verses are quite slow and quite clean as well. Then we lead on to Heart in Hand, which was their first single for the album. Heart in Hand is a fantastic song. The melody is there. We get a really nice acoustic conclusion. One of my favorite songs off this album. So it leads on to Next of Kin. Next of Kin is a very good song, especially that chorus. That chorus is quite melodic and it's quite catchy. We are left in the city all alone in the breathing of ashes. Very cool chorus. I love it. I love the overall bass tone of this song. The overall guitars are fantastic and the drums, the nice drum fills throughout this song are just fantastic as well. Creates an element of surprise, especially that chorus. Thinking at first it doesn't sound right to the listener in my opinion, but as you listen to this album many times you start to really enjoy this song, Next to King. Then we get to Love, Law and Crime, which is probably, definitely up there to be one of my favorite songs for Opeth of all time. I've got to say, Love, Law and Crime is such a beautiful ballad. What is absolutely amazing is that drawing guitar solo at the conclusion of this song. This song is just magnificent. It expresses a lot of emotion. The lyrics are very deep as well, but I just love how beautiful this song is. It's such a beautiful song. And Michael conveys a lot of emotion. This song just feels so heartfelt and beautiful. And that guitar solo at the end is just one of the best solos I've heard. We leave on to Charlatan. Now, Charlatan, I believe, is probably the weakest song of the album. It's got these really weird synth sounds, and it sounds like it's really heavy bassed. It's just really heavy bassed. There's a fuzzy noise throughout the background. The overall production isn't really that good. It's quite muffled. This song is quite muffled, but I do enjoy Michael's vocals throughout this song. He's got these really nice clean vocals that convey that emotion towards the listener. The strong heavy bass throughout this song actually kind of ruins this song in my opinion. It does, and I really wanted a meaty 6-string guitar on this song. We needed more meat on the bone, not just the bass. What I could compare this song to would probably be Invincible by Tool. from Fear Inoculum. Charlatan sounded very heavy bass. Part of the verses did sound like sort of the outro to the song Deliverance. That overall synth was drowning this song. In my opinion, I'm probably going to say it's the weakest Opeth song on this album, but I do have to say that this song does grow on you. It really does. Because in my first initial listen, I said, yeah, I don't really enjoy this. I mean, it's alright, but I want to hear more of guitar. Like, the bass is just drowning out everything. The drums are really good in this. I love the drums, love the drum fills, love the little accents throughout the song, but the overall production of Charlatan is quite weak in my opinion. We'll leave on to Universal Truth, which is just a beautiful song. It's very progressive, it's quite rock as well, but it's beautiful. It's such a beautiful song. I love it, I really do. Michael's vocals again outstanding throughout this song. Really love his clean vocals. Who needs growls on this album, to be honest, because I don't think they'd really fit on this album. Universal Truth is a beautiful song. I feel like this is talking about enlightenment, this song. And overall, the lyrics are very nice as well. Very nice, telling you a story. At times it does sound like a musical. But what is such an interesting song is the Gerotor. The Gerotor is such an interesting song. It's got jazz elements, got rock elements, also got metal elements, and the overall sexy bass you are getting throughout this song, absolutely love it. I really enjoyed the orchestral feel you were getting throughout the Gerotor as well. Definitely one of my favorite songs. The bass is sexy. It really shows you how jazz is related to metal. How Opeth can incorporate jazz into a metal song. Beautiful, jazzy song the Gerotor is. The Gerotor leads on to Continuum, bleeds very smoothly. Fantastic, you get an awesome guitar solo throughout this song, a beautiful guitar solo. Continuum sounds like an Opeth song, but at times the chord progression is very different to a normal Opeth song in my opinion. I gotta say the conclusion of the Continuum is such a beautiful conclusion, and it leads on to one of the, probably the best song. The perfect way to end the album is All Things Will Pass. All Things Will Pass is such a fucking fantastic song. Definitely one of my favorite Opeth songs. Probably put this in my top 10. I love All Things Will Pass. It's such a beautiful, beautiful song. Leads beautifully from Continuum to this song, and it's just a crescendo. A song that just builds up and builds up. That melody, dun, 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 one of the best melodies by Opeth in my opinion. His vocals soar, saying, if everything ends, is it worth to turn back home again? I love it. One of the perfect conclusions to this album, one of the perfect songs by Opeth in my opinion. It's just so damn good. It conveys a lot of emotion, and I absolutely love this song. And what a way to just end off this album. So overall, this album was stellar in my opinion. So it was the best Opeth album, but it certainly conveyed a lot of emotion. Michael conveyed a lot of emotion. Michael wrote some awesome lyrics. Opeth overall had some really great production as well. I love the guitar work, love the bass work, love the jazzy elements throughout the Gerotor, and that drawing guitar solo for A Lovelorn Crime and Universal Truth. The weakest song off the album would probably be Charlatan, but even Charlatan is still a pretty good song in my opinion. There's not one bad Opeth song in the discography, to be honest. Listen, I've listened to basically nearly all of their albums, and I will provide you every single review of all the albums I have listened to. I have listened to the album before this, which was Sorceress. That was a terrific album as well. This album, I'd probably rate this album, give this album probably a solid 8 out of 10. It's not the best Opeth album, but it's probably in the middle. I'd probably say it's in the middle. I thoroughly enjoyed Sorceress. Probably a very unpopular opinion. I feel that maybe Sorceress is slightly better than this. Sorceress production wasn't that great, but it seems like to me that I always go back to Sorceress instead of this for some reason. But All Things Will Pass is such a beautiful song to just conclude the album. It's an hour and 8 minutes, this album, and it's definitely enjoyable album, and I absolutely loved it. It's just a great way to just relax, unwind. I'd say this album is probably in the middle of their discography, but I'm gonna say it's just a great addition. So guys, comment below what you thought about this album. Comment below what your favorite Opeth album is. So next week, guys, we're gonna start a little Opeth marathon on this channel. So the next album I will be reviewing is none other than Opeth's first album, which was Orchid. I've heard the album many times now, and I think I can do a review for it. So then I'll be just giving a review of every single Opeth album. So if you enjoy this content, make sure you drop a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And I will see you in the next one.